Welcome to Earthly Reads, a My Cup of Earth production. I'm thrilled to present to you a new children's story that will transport you to a world of wonder and magic. In a land of magical creatures. In a land of magical creatures. Where the sun shone bright and the air was sweet with the scent of blooming wildflowers. There lived a little dragon named Ember. Ember was a curious and adventurous dragon, with scales that shimmered like the brightest embers and a heart that burned with a passion for discovery. Ember lived in a cozy little cave nestled in the heart of a dense forest, surrounded by towering trees that whispered secrets to each other in the wind. Her home was filled with treasures she had collected on her many adventures, including shiny rocks, colorful feathers, and sparkling crystals. One day, as Ember was exploring the forest, she stumbled upon a hidden path she had never seen before. The path was overgrown with vines and weeds, and it seemed to lead to a place she had never been before. Ember's curiosity was piqued, and she decided to follow the path to see where it would take her. As she walked, the path began to wind its way up a steep hill, and Ember found herself climbing higher and higher until she reached the top of a great mountain. From the summit, she could see for miles and miles, and she spotted a beautiful, shimmering lake nestled in the heart of a valley below. Ember was enchanted by the lake's beauty, and she longed to explore its shores. She made her way down the mountain, and as she reached the lake's edge, she saw a group of creatures gathered around the water's edge. They were a motley crew, consisting of fairies, sprites, and other magical beings, all gathered around a beautiful, ancient tree that stood tall and proud on the lake's shore. The creatures welcomed Ember with open arms, and she soon found herself in the midst of a lively gathering. They were celebrating the summer solstice, and they invited Ember to join in the festivities. Ember was thrilled to be a part of the celebration, and she spent the day dancing, singing, and feasting with her new friends. As the sun began to set, the creatures gathered around the ancient tree once more, and they told stories of old. They spoke of magic and wonder, of ancient spells and incantations, and of the secrets that lay hidden beneath the earth. Ember listened with wide eyes, her imagination running wild with the tales of magic and adventure. As the night wore on, the creatures began to disperse, and Ember found herself alone with the ancient tree. She reached out to touch its gnarled branches, and as she did, she felt a sudden surge of energy and power flow through her. She knew that the tree was imbuing her with its ancient magic, and she felt her own powers growing stronger with each passing moment. The next morning, Ember woke up to find herself back in her cave, surrounded by her treasures and mementos. But as she looked around, she noticed something strange. Her treasures were glowing with a soft, magical light. She realized that the ancient tree had imbued her with its magic, and that she now had the power to make her own treasures shine with a light of their own. Ember was overjoyed, and she spent the day experimenting with her newfound powers. She made her treasures shine brighter and brighter, until her cave was filled with a dazzling display of light and color. She knew that she had been given a great gift, and she vowed to use her powers to bring joy and wonder to all the creatures of the land. As the days passed, Ember's reputation grew, and creatures from far and wide came to visit her and marvel at her magical treasures. She used her powers to help those in need, and soon she became known as the greatest treasure maker in all the land. But Ember's greatest adventure was yet to come. One day, a wise old wizard named Zephyr came to visit her, bearing a mysterious scroll and a grave warning. Zephyr told Ember that a dark force was threatening the land, and that only she possessed the power to stop it. The dark force was a group of shadowy creatures known as the Umbra, who sought to snuff out the light of magic and plunge the land into darkness. Ember was determined to stop the Umbra, and she set out on a quest to gather a group of brave and loyal companions to aid her in her mission. She traveled to the farthest corners of the land, gathering a motley crew of fairies, sprites, and other magical beings. Together, they faced many dangers and challenges, battling fierce monsters and overcoming treacherous obstacles. But Ember's powers grew stronger with each passing day, and she knew that she was destined to save the land from the darkness. In the end, it was Ember and her companions who faced the Umbra in a final, decisive battle. The air was filled with the sound of clashing swords and the scent of ozone, and the outcome hung in the balance. But Ember's powers shone brighter than ever before, and she unleashed a blast of magic that sent the Umbra fleeing in terror. The land was saved, and Ember was hailed as a hero. She returned to her cave, where she was greeted with a hero's welcome. Her companions celebrated her bravery and cunning, and the creatures of the land looked up to her as a shining example of courage and determination. And so, Ember lived on, using her powers to bring joy and wonder to all the creatures of the land. She remained the greatest treasure maker of all time, and her legend lived on for generations to come. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.